These deputies kiss their loved ones goodbye each and every day to come out here and keep this community safe.
A sheriff shaken. 2 of his deputies crushed by a speeding car. A suspect who investigators say vowed to kill. Tonight, team coverage. How it all happened and the tough battle still ahead for the 2 heroes.
As you could imagine, these deputies' lives are changed forever.
Good evening, I'm Stacy Scheibel.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. 2 of the Bay Area's finest are facing a long road to recovery. Sheriff Chad Chronister saying that they were ambushed by a man with an extensive arrest record who used a car as a weapon.
It happened on Dexwell Court, which is a cul-de-sac in the Heather Lakes neighborhood of Brandon. And tonight we have 8 on your side team coverage. Jeff Patterson is finding out what we know about the deputies involved and their service to the community.
But we'll start with Nicole Rogers with the story on how it all unfolded. Nicole.
Keith, Stacy, good evening. What I can tell you is Sheriff Chad Chronister was emotional today when laying out the details of this investigation. Now, he says while he is glad that he is not planning a funeral, he said a man did purposefully try to kill his deputies here today. Now, I do want to warn you, this video may be difficult to watch, but take a look at this dramatic body camera footage that is showcasing exactly what happened. Sheriff Chad Chronister says 4 deputies responded to a mental health call for 28-year-old Ralph Boozy. As you can see here, he left the scene, but then he came back. He takes that turn around the corner, aims his car at the deputies, and hits the gas.
These deputies never had a chance. They didn't have a chance to get out of the way. They didn't have a chance to do anything. He's accelerating at such a high rate of speed, and he strikes both of them.
Boozy is now facing 3 charges of attempted murder on law enforcement officers. Keith, Stacy.
Well, Nicole, we've since learned that this suspect that you're reporting on here has a history of violence, does he not?
He does. He has been arrested for 3 felonies and 14 misdemeanors, let alone the fact that Sheriff Chad Chronister says back in 2017, he actually punched a deputy. They put him in the back of a patrol car where he then said that he not only hated law enforcement, but he wanted to kill those deputies.
Wow.
All right, Nicole Rogers live for us in Brandon with that part of the story. Thank you. Our team coverage continues now with Jeff Patterson, who's at Tampa General Hospital, where both deputies are being treated.
Good evening. After they were hit by that car, both of the deputies were rushed here to Tampa General Hospital, where they are being treated for serious injuries.
In video just released by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, you can see 31-year-old Deputy Manny Santos laying on the ground with his service weapon drawn. Santos' leg is broken. He is in pain, but even as the suspect walks towards him, he does not fire. Other deputies take down the suspect with tasers. Santos has been with the department since 2019. He and Corporal Carlos Brito suffered significant injuries in this morning's crash.
I can tell you that Corporal Brito, his injury was so significant as he got trapped between the 2 cars as he was getting out and struck by this individual, that a piece of his femur bone was stuck in the cars. The surgeon asked as she was going in doing surgery that she requested that bone.
Corporal Carlos Brito is a familiar face to anyone who follows the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. He changed someone's tire with a smile in 2017. He was awarded by Mothers Against Drunk Driving in 2018. In 2016, Brito and other deputies used their own money after a fire consumed a family's home to buy children's clothing, school uniforms, and even a bike for an 11-year-old boy. Now he's fighting for his own life.
Corporal Carlos Brito has suffered the most serious of injuries between the 2 deputies. His leg may be amputated.
Of course, we will update you on these deputies' conditions as information is released to us. Live in Tampa, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And you can find all of our coverage on this story online at any time at WFLA.com.
So therefore, they felt, okay, great, let's take that new company.
Some Florida homeowners experienced the joy of getting a lower rate and getting out-of-state-backed Citizens property insurance, but then they found out the offer was too good to be true. If you are with Citizens and another company gives you an offer that is within 20% of your current premium, you're going to get kicked out of Citizens. But some Citizens customers are getting offers way below their current premium. Our investigator Masa Saidi is here to explain why that may not be such great news. Masa.
Yeah, Keith, so private insurance companies can make you an offer, then they can take it back. This can happen again and again, creating chaos and confusion for customers of Citizens.
We hit 1.412 million policies in Citizens.
Last month, Florida senators got an update from the CEO of Citizens. Tim Serio says Citizens has taken on too many policies. Now, the focus is depopulation, getting people out of Citizens. Why? Well, fewer policies means less exposure for all of us. If the state-backed carrier cannot pay out claims, all Florida taxpayers would be on the hook.
There are, frankly, some very good policies in Citizens that could be attractive to the private market for a takeout.
These 5 companies want Citizens customers. In October, Florida's insurance commissioner said they could take up to 184,000 policies. Soon, Citizens customers started getting offers in the mail. Broker Robert Norberg says it wasn't all bad.
In many cases, the rate was lower than the actual Citizens rate. So therefore, they felt, okay, great, let's take that new company.
Then the new company took it back. Norberg says at least a dozen homeowners he represents got a letter withdrawing that great offer.
But it is very confusing when the letter comes. So, of course, they were upset. They were like, how can they do this to me?
A Citizen spokesman tells me a company can make you an offer, then withdraw it. If that happens, you'll automatically just stick with Citizens. But the question is, for how long?
There will be more assumptions coming out of Citizens. They're right back in the pool. So they will likely get another assumption offer, and it may not be lower than Citizens this time.
Okay, so heads up to all Citizens customers. The depopulation process, as we just explained, it includes the step that allows private companies to withdraw offers, and they do it for many different reasons. For example, they might have too many policies in a specific location, or they might have too many policies of the same characteristic, the age of the home, the age of the roof, and so on. And Keith, we know that insurance companies, they want to diversify their portfolio. They want to spread out that risk.
Well, that makes sense, but at the same time, you were telling me like 26,000 offers have been rescinded after they were made.
Just for October.
Just for a month. And so this is going nuts. But if you are with Citizens right now and you get a private company that contacts you and says, okay, we're going to give you a better offer than Citizens, you can take that. Or you can stay with Citizens if what?
So if the offer that they make is 20% more than what you are currently paying, you are allowed to leave Citizens, basically. But you have to always communicate and respond and tell them what you're going to do. Okay, so if the offer's more, you're staying with Citizens. Boy, just be prepared when you see it coming. Be aware. All right, thank you, Masa. If you have something you'd like Masa to investigate, you can call the 8 on Your Side helpline. The number's 1-800-338-0808.
We now want to update you on breaking news. A fight at a Publix at the Northgate Plaza in Winter Haven ended in a deadly stabbing. Stacy DeSilva is live at that scene tonight. We heard about this just a few hours ago. What's the very latest, Stacy?
Well, Stacey, the Winter Haven Police Department has wrapped up its investigation here on site and given the store back over to Publix. We did see a cleaning crew enter just a few moments ago. Here's what we know now. Winter Haven police say a fight broke out inside the store between a man and a group of about 5 or 4 men. All men are believed to be in their late teens, early 20s. The man who was fighting the group, the police chief says, stabbed one of the men in the torso. He was taken to the hospital where he died. The person who stabbed him, we're told, stayed on scene and was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. He says he acted in self-defense. Police and the state's attorney's office will investigate and decide whether to press charges. The chief does say that it appears this was a targeted incident, not random. The men appear to have known each other. Reporting live in Winter Haven, I'm Stacy DeSilva, 8 on Your Side.
All right, thank you, Stacy. If you love to fish, well, this is the time of year to snag some kingfish. The fall migration is in full swing, and you can find them close to shore.
Yeah, meteorologist Rebecca Berry,
Yeah,
she's out there.
She does the weather for us from time to time, but we all know she would rather be fishing, right?
And she was there. We know what you can catch. We know what you're capable of. In fact, our weather department is filled with these fisher people. You're at a kingfish tournament in Madeira Beach tonight. What's happening there?
Yeah, so the video you guys were just seeing was of kingfish, where the whole team went kingfishing last year as a team building fun day. And tonight I'm out at one of the biggest kingfish tournaments there are, the King of the Beach tournament. It's right here in our backyard. We're in Madeira Beach. This is the captain's meeting. I want to show you guys what's going on. Since about 3 o'clock, people have been showing up and staking their place in line. This is the line to register. It has not opened yet. And you can see how long it is and how happy people are to be here. And we're told that the top prize will be close to $100,000 for whoever catches the biggest kingfish on Saturday. And we've been talking to anglers out here. They're excited. They love this tournament. This is the 30th year of it. But you know, the most important part of fishing is the weather. So let's take a look at the forecast. As far as tonight goes, it's looking really lovely out there. The temperatures are so comfortable. We started that cool down. We watched the most spectacular sunset. And now that the sun's a little lower on the horizon, it feels even better. Taking a look at Max Defender 8, you can see no showers for us to worry about. And we're not looking at any good chances for rain to ruin this party tonight. It is going to be comfortable and dry. Your hour-by-hour cool down shows us basically lingering in the 70s for this event. It could not feel nicer out here right now if we tried. It's just beautiful. We do eventually make it down into the 60s, but that's early tomorrow morning. So let's talk about game day. That's on Saturday. That's when everybody's going to be on their boats trying to find the biggest kingfish, and the weather could not look more beautiful. We've got light winds out of the east in the morning hours around 5 knots. We've got light winds in the afternoon around 10 knots out of the north. That's that sea breeze setting in. We've got 1 foot or less seas and a light chop on our bays and waters. So beautiful weather for tonight. Beautiful, even better weather for Saturday, when everyone out here is going to be chasing down the biggest kingfish that they can.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Good luck to everybody, every fisher person,
inner
as you
element
say.
there.
All right. Well, some of the Bay Area's wounded warriors are still ready to do battle.
But it's for a much different kind of game still ahead. How they came together today for flag football and how a former Bucks fan favorite, Mike Allstott, helped out.
And coming up in sports tonight, the Lightning are back home after a long road trip. Is the team ready to go on a winning streak?
You're watching News Channel 8 at 6 with Stacy Scheibel, Keith Kate, Dan Lucas Sports, and Chief Meteorologist Jeff Faradelli.
A couple dozen local veterans got together today to play flag football with the A-Train, former Buccaneer Mike Allstott. This game happens every year around Veterans Day.
And as News Channel 8's Trevor Sahaki reports, flag football is a way to get some of the vets outside together.
The flag football competition was fierce today as local veterans played ahead of the holiday weekend. For some vets, this is one of the few times they get out of the house.
Being in the military, one of the things you lose when you first come home is that sense of camaraderie.
And Mike Delancey wants to bring that sense back to local veterans.
We get in our own world, and then you end up becoming a homebody, and it's just really not good. Just keep moving.
The CEO and founder of the Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch got vets moving today during a flag football game.
First and goal, here we go.
With an NFL veteran, former Bucs star Mike Allstott.
The whole reason between the Wounded Warriors Ability Ranch is to keep, the veterans active.
The Mike Allstott Family Foundation has been teaming up with Delancey's ranch for years, putting on an annual flag football game.
Talk about football, talk about the Bucs, talk about just life in general, and I think that goes a long way.
But he said it's not just about the football, it's about the company.
Mingling with these guys that have sacrificed their lives for our country and our freedom, it's amazing to be a part of.
And for the vets, hanging out with Mike Allstott?
It shows us, like, the veterans nowadays, like, you're welcome back. The public loves you. Come out of the house and just, become a civilian again.
Delancey said getting outside makes a huge difference in veterans' lives.
And this is really just about getting the people out and active. We have all different eras, and when you see the older gentlemen from the Vietnam era and the women, it's amazing.
If you'd like to learn more about the Mike Allstott Family Foundation or the Wounded Warriors Abilities Ranch, we've included links to both of those in our article online at WFLA.com. In Pinellas Park, Trevor Sahaki, 8 on your side.
We have a happy update to a story that we brought you earlier this week. A dog that was lost for days and spotted wandering around a construction zone has been found. Wendy, the dog, escaped just 4 hours after her new owner brought her home. Now, at one point, she was spotted on a sandbar near the old Georgetown apartments. The story gained attention on social media as well as here on News Channel 8. And today, a maintenance worker at a nearby condo complex who saw our story spotted Wendy. Look at cute little puppy right there. And when Wendy's owner arrived, they were able to catch her.
A wonderful day, and thank you, Lord, and thank you, Channel 8, and all the people that help.
Rachel Lewis says Wendy was hungry and a little thirsty, and she has one leg that's bothering her just a bit, so a vet will be checking her out for that. But otherwise, Wendy is just fine after her 8-day adventure.
Max Defender 8, the most advanced weather radar in Florida.
Well, the weather pattern's about to get very active in the Gulf of Mexico, but maybe not in the Tampa Bay area. You're about to see what I'm talking about. So strong subtropical jet, which is very characteristic, by the way, of El Nino years. So we're starting to see El Nino's influence, which is warm waters in the tropical Pacific, kind of make their way into the atmosphere and into the usual suspect areas, namely the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf Coast. Problem is we have a lot of dry air on top of us right now, so this rain is going to run into a wall. We're lucky if we see any of the leftover showers that brings by the middle of next week. But until then, not much rain. As you can see on the radar, it is quiet out there, and it's going to stay that way overnight tonight. This is our International Plaza camera. You can see the plane taking off. We're looking at the airport, obviously. Temperature is 81, so it was warm today. It got to 87 in Tampa. Now, if you headed out to the Lightning game, and it's going to be starting in around 40 minutes or so, we transitioned from what was a warm afternoon into a lovely evening. If you're going to be out at Thunder Alley, it's going to be a perfect evening. We're not expecting any rain. It's going to be nice and dry out there overnight tonight. Of course, there could be a quick shower, but I think for the most part, it's going to be rain-free. Now, tomorrow, there may be a couple of inland showers as the sea breeze begins to build. And we're going to have a northerly wind flow in the morning. That'll bring in the humidity, and that's going to set us up for what could be a summery weekend, and especially a summery day on Saturday with highs in the upper 80s. Enough humidity to bring those pop-up kind of hit-and-miss showers, kind of summery showers out there on Saturday. The rain chance about 30%, a 30% chance that you'll see a shower, but better than we've seen lately. That humidity is going to stick around on Sunday as well until the cold front passes, and it's not really a cold front, it's a cooler front. Temperatures go from the upper 80s into the upper 70s by early next week. I think we get to about 79, 78 degrees or so on Tuesday with the extra cloud cover helping us out, but it's not going to be necessarily cool. And then this next front tries to reach us. It's going to have a hard time, and you'll see what I mean. Take a look at this rainfall forecast. I mean, a ton of rain is going to fall in Texas, Louisiana. Heavy rain to the east of Jacksonville, rain to the south of us, rain to the north of us, but nothing in between. We are in a rain hole in Florida straight through next weekend. Yes, we will see a few showers, not much. And this is about as high as we can raise rain chances at this point, around 40% Wednesday and again on Thursday. Notice temperatures do drop from 88 on Saturday down to around 79 degrees as we head into Tuesday. If you head to the Bucs game on Sunday, it's looking good, but it's going to be on the warm side. Here's a look at your 8-day forecast, and we are looking nice through the weekend, albeit warm. It is going to be summery. Next week, we cool it down, and then there's a chance of a few drops, but don't blink because you might miss them. People are probably so angry at me right now. I mean, they really need that rainfall.
Definitely.
It's not the time of year for it.
It's not, but everyone else is getting it. We're not.
I know. That is strange.
Yeah.
El Nino, not always fair.
That's right. But we'll see. We'll catch. We hope to catch up a little bit.
Now, here's a look at what's coming up on News Nation.
What you see online can't accurately tell the story of the war that is currently taking place. We're trying to get past the noise and the punditry. This is part of everyday Israel. We want to bring you the raw story as it happens. We were the first journalists inside of this hospital. You need to hear their voices. We want you to see this crisis and this war through their eyes.
That's coming up tonight on News Nation. You can find News Nation by checking out one of the channels you see there on your screen. We'll be right back with sports.
Bucs offensive coordinator Dave Canales grabbed a share of the blame today for last Sunday's loss in Houston. Canales said he needed to put the offense in a better position to keep the ball longer to help the defense. I think you did all right. The offense produced 37 points. It's going in the right direction. All right, the Lightning are back home tonight to begin a quick homestand, just 2 games. Bolts fans will get their one chance to see the popular #1 draft pick Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks. On Tuesday, the Lightning closed out their road trip with a win in Montreal. Now they want to keep the momentum.
Go on the road and you come back with more points than games played, which we did. I think it's a successful trip. On the flip side, we had the lead in third period in all 4 games and only came away with 5 of 8 points. So that we have to be better at. But if you surmise, okay, big picture, we did what we had to do.
And the Tampa Bay Rowdies introduced their new head coach today. Robbie Nielsen has an impressive background. You're going to love this, Keith. Managing the Scottish Premiership. He's looking forward to continuing the attacking style that saw Cal Jennings score 19 goals last season. And while it's a big move overseas for Nielsen, he knows what he's getting into with one of the legacies in U.S. soccer.
In recent years, the Rowdies have been successful. We won an Eastern Division Championship. We'd like to try and do that again several times and then try and win the full thing. So, yeah, that was a huge part of it. And I think also having the Rays and Mr. Sternberg involved in it as well, it gives you're part of a big organisation with fantastic support, and they've got that winning mentality, and we want to continue that and develop it.
We are back, Keith.
I love it. I love it.
The Scottish sound bites.
I need you to interview him every single day.
Yes.
Right.
I want him
Isn't he
on the
great to
newscast
listen
every
to?
night.
Absolutely.
No subtitles needed, right? Okay.
Well, that does it for us. Thanks for joining us. Nightly News is coming up next, followed by News Channel 8 at 7.
And we're going to see you back here tonight for News Channel 8 at 11. Good night.